Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so myself, Oshin Kaur, I'll start up with a small brief description of mine. And then after that, you guys, meanwhile, you can turn your mics on so that we can have an interactive session whenever I'll be delivering you any information. So my name is Oshin Kaur. I am working as a financial analyst in Accenture. I have also worked in tax and accounting field as well. I have worked 3 to 4 years in the tax firm, accounting firm, done the compliances, and now I've shifted to financial analyst profile. I'm a qualified CA and I have experience of 4 to 5 years. So when I was called here, I felt this is an opportunity where I can share with you guys because I vividly remember the day when I was in one of the session. I knew I was doing CA, but I did not know which field, which category I want to fall in, what kind of work I want to do. As you all are aware, accounting and finance or entrepreneurship is a whole huge domain. So I always wanted a clear roadmap according to my interest, according to my preferences, but I could not get a vivid roadmap. So when I attended that session, it helped me a lot and it gave me a roadmap where I want to pursue my career. So my intent of whole of this session would be the same, just to make you aware about basic accounting and finance, what are the job roles you can seek for, and what are the skills you need to develop, or you, even if you have, you can sharpen them so that you can reach at a better position in the market, in the practical environment when you go out work. Okay, so shall I start the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
Okay. So first of all, anybody of you can tell me what is accounting? If you can give me a brief description about it. What do you understand by accounting?
Students, you can write in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and participate in the workshop. This workshop is for you, and really Oshin ma'am will give you the practical exposure in accounting and finance that will be beneficial for you people. So be interactive, be participative in the workshop.
Anybody from the crowd who wants to try can let me know. A simple word will do, but I just want your response.
Recording our transactions.
Okay, good. Any other point? Anybody else who wants to try? Okay, no one. I'll go ahead. So what is accounting? If I show you, accounting is a snapshot, what you have done already. जो आपकी transactions हो गई. I'll keep it in Hindi and English both so that everybody can relate to. If you guys prefer a specific language, you can tell me that also.
No, ma'am, it's your wish. Whatever language you are comfortable, you can take off the session.
Thank you. Okay, so what is accounting? Accounting is something, the transaction has occurred. Now you are recording the data, like the one of the participant who took forward, who told us it is recording of the past transactions, the things which have happened, the transactions which have happened, we are just recording them and analyzing them. So this is the area of accounting. Now, so many people get confused. What is accounting and what is finance? These both are different terms, but most of the time in the society or in the normal people, when you talk around, they do not know the exact difference between finance and accounting. Once you figure out the difference between these two things, you will be more clear which career path, how you want to pursue it. So my whole idea is this. So if we see, finance is the management of large amount of money, which is forward looking. All value come from the future. Finance role function focuses on future. Okay, we have the records. Now we have to manage this money. We have to take decisions where we want to put this money, how we want to earn more money, or the transactions which have happened for future, we want to take decisions on the same transactions. So we use finance term for that. And accounting, as already told, it is already a snapshot of organization's financial situation, what has already occurred through the transactions. So it is a snapshot. After accounting, a finance roles take place where you have to take decision on accounting data. So first job is accountants. Once he records everything, you have your reports ready, then a finance personnel comes in, he takes decisions, he looks for the futuristic approach. So accounting is historical approach, finance is futuristical approach. This is the main difference between these two. Now, if we see, finance is a broader term for the management of asset, liability, or any company growth, which I already discussed, future growth of company. These all are monitored by finance. It takes care of everything. So anyhow, accounting also becomes a subset in that. Accounting focuses on day-to-day flow of money in and out of company or institution. So now, if we crux all these points, what do we get out of here? Accounting is a historical thing first. And second thing, accounting is recording what has already happened as it is. It is a rule-based thing. You are told this goes to debit, this goes to credit, you will do it as such. But in finance, what happens? It is a futuristic thing. It focuses what will happen in future, how company will grow in future. And also, what does finance takes care of? It also analyzes and it also molds, use some strategies how it can be made better, how the future growth can be, planning can be done so that the future growth can be received. So it takes something more than rule based. They do not go by the rule all the times. They can use their strategic, your mindset, your thought process. You can use so many things in that. But in accounting, you're always restricted by the rules that you have to do this. Okay, am I clear enough for this slide? Anybody has questions? Or you can tell me if you do not have any questions, so I'll move ahead.
Students, if you have any query, you can write in the chat box. I think, ma'am, they have no query. You can move ahead.
So if I give you a summary of difference again, please understand why I'm focusing on accounting and finance difference is because the students, those who are pursuing this career, they are not very clear about it. Once they get to know the clarity, they will be able to take the decisions. So financial statement, with regard to financial statement, what is accounting role? They are responsible for preparing them. And finance, they are responsible for analyzing them. Now you can correlate what I told you in the last slide. Finance goes for the future and accounting goes for the historical data, because what has happened, they are already recording it and they are preparing them. Now viewpoint, accounting viewpoint will always be background looking. They want to see what has happened so that they can record it. And finance, it's always forward looking. Finance will never give you decision, okay, this you must have done in past, so it would have been very good. They will never give you such decisions. So finance will always be forward looking. This will happen in future if you plan it this way, or this might go wrong in future if you do not take this step. So this is analysis they perform on financial statements. So it is always forward looking, looking for future decisions only. Now, accounting focus is always be accurate, because you cannot record which has already happened at some other amount and you record it at some other. So accuracy level will disturb every decision of your organization from bottom till top. So accuracy is the must thing for an accounting professional, and reliability, because you all are already aware of it, that finances and financial information is the most confidential information, and we as professionals of this accounting and finance field, we have to maintain the reliability, like confidentiality and reliability. Here reliability points out that the data is reliable. It is not just happens, it is not picked from any haphazard manner from anywhere, anything. Proper analysis, proper records are there. From there you have picked the data. It's not vague data. So accuracy and reliability is accounting term. Now, if we get to finance, what do you have to focus on? Insight, what this data is telling me. Okay, this is the growth, this is the downward growth, this is upward growth. So you need to have insights about it. You need to have the capability of analyzing, of judging a data, what this data wants to tell me. So that is why finance role always rolls around insights and analysis. Once you get what is the insight of data, what this data wants to tell me, and now I'll analyze what I can do better with this data. Okay. And the business purpose, if we talk about why these two things hold a value. So for business, accounting is something which will communicate your financial position. They will tell, okay, this is your debt, this is your credit, you have to take this money, your market position should be this. So according to all the numbers which are summarized, as you all are very aware of, like we prepare balance sheets, financial statements, balance sheet, cash flow, profit and loss. What we are doing, we are telling financial position of a company. From P&L, profit and loss, you tell, okay, this is the profit my company is making, this is the expense we are incurring, maybe we can do something about it, this is the amount, these are the categories where my company is spending the money. So it is telling my financial position, how much expenditure I'm doing, how much revenue I'm earning in a different models, in the different forms of financial statements. What is finance doing in this arena? Finance is figuring out how to add value. Accounting professional has told me this has happened. Now, if I'm a finance professional, my job is how to add value to this, where I can cut off my expenditure, where I can increase my revenue, which product I should invest more in, which client I should focus more on. So all of these decisions are based on finance professionals' work. They have the insights of data, they do the analysis, then it goes to senior management, then how the decisions are taken. So now if you see, both are strong pillars of any business to grow. If you do not know what has happened in past, and if you do not know how you want to go forward, every business will come down to doom after a certain point. You should have always record of your expenses. So these two are the terms which control the business all over. Thought process, how accounting professional has the thought process. They're very rule based. They are given a certain set of accounting standards, as you all know. Like we have Indian accounting standards, we have so many other rules which we follow. Like in accounting only, if you're auditing professional or anything, you get the standards of accounting, you have everything, a rule book you have to follow that. A law has already given how it is done and how the decision should be taken at certain point of time. If you're having bad debts, or if you're having any account which is not paying you something, or maybe for 2 or 3 months, you have certain set of rules in accounting how you want to treat this account. Do you want to make it non-performing? Do you want to still keep it as your debtors? These all are rule based. You cannot take your own judgment in this. But what happens in finance, it's all dependent on the analysis you have got. If you have got the good analysis, if you have got something, if you have figured out, okay, this product I think is not viable for my company, so this is my analysis, my decisions will be always based on it. But accountant does not have the liberty to use the free approach. They are rule based, and finance professionals are analysis based. Now, attention to detail, both of the fields need attention to details, because numbers are super important. Everything, it all revolves about numbers. You're doing anything, any kind of business, numbers is a key performance indicator for your business. So attention to detail, an accountant also needs in the same level a finance professional would need. Okay, so this is all with the difference of accounting and finance. So now I am hoping you may be able to figure out that, okay, well, this is the accounting thing and this is finance. Okay, these two are different fields, and how the work is done in the market is different. Now you can, based on the job description or based on the work description, now you can bifurcate if you have the understanding. So far, anybody has any question? You can drop in chat, you can raise your hands, else I'll move on.
Then we had a question answer session at the end of the session.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll stop at last.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so now, since I have discussed all the work you will be doing, all the kind of focus you will be keeping on these two professions, these two areas of your profession, because these all roll out at the same thing only. So what a personality difference. Why I'm telling you this, why this slide I think would be important for you guys, since everybody is aware of their personality. They know what kind of jobs they are good at. They know their caliber. They know, uh, they can excel in something, or they know they're not very good at, I need to improve it. So after judging these personality characteristics, you would want to enter in that field where you have more interest. So if you want to have a finance career, you should have a personality of which is analytical. Since I have focused this point from last few minutes, that analysis is the core of finance profession. You should be so strategic minded, which you will definitely develop after certain experience also. But your impromptu nature should be analytical. You should be very keen on analyzing, okay, this is happening, okay, this trend is going up, and why this product is selling so much and still my revenues are low, still my profit is low. So you should have that analytical skill so that you can figure out what is really happening with the data. So if you think you have analytical skill, you should opt for finance field. Inquisitive, like you are always querying, you are checking your, like you want to ask, you always have a questioning mind, or you want to derive knowledge out of everything you read, you write, whatever the thing comes in front of you, your mostly object is to derive knowledge out of it. What does this signify? What does this mean? Now, high attention to detail. This I told you, in both of the profession, it is definitely very important. High attention to detail, because you just cannot mess up with numbers. You have to be very detailed oriented, that no accuracy should be disturbed. Think about scenarios. Against finance professional, they have to do more of a thinking process, more of a mind oriented process, taking something, doing something which is not told, but you have to figure out the solution. So you'll think about scenario, okay, if I put this product down, I'll take a substitute in the market, I'll use this product, maybe my revenue will come. Or maybe I don't want to take this scenario, I want to take another scenario where I can completely eliminate this, I can put another product, I can put down some expense. So you will have to figure out different scenarios, and then you have to choose the best one which will lead to your company growth. Your focus will always be concerned with adding value. Adding value, as I told you, because finance always has a futuristic approach. They always are forward looking. So in order to look forward, the only motive, why would you look so much at future? Why would you look what my company is going to do? You want to add value, definitely. So for adding value, you need to be forward looking, futuristic. This financial information which you get, a finance professional has to figure out what can be done better to add more value to my company. Now, the next one is business development skills. You definitely should have these skills. Business development, like you should have a good analysis of the market, of the industry which your company belongs to, and what is happening. So you know, how can I develop my business, which segment I want to develop, or which segment I do not want to develop. How can I take my whole of the company which has all the segments retained, and I can still take it forward? How can I develop my business more and more? Again, forward looking approach. The last one, which is problem solving, it is a must thing, because finance professional, once they reach to a senior position, when you will be at entry level, you will be told to do these things and all. But once you cross your entry level, now you need to have this skill for sure, problem solving, because there will be so many scenarios where you will have to definitely take a solution out of it, analyzing data, see what can happen, how you can make it better. So you will always need to have a problem solving skill. Although universally this thing is required for all professions, problem solving, everybody needs a professional who is a problem solving oriented person. But finance, it has a major focus on it. Now, if we come to accounting, what personality traits an accounting professional should have? Accountable, the first word, accountable. Does anybody has the idea what is accountable? Anybody from the student who wants to try?
Yes,
What is?
students, be participative, please. You all know what is accountable. Dear students, please reply in the chat box or you can unmute yourself. Ma'am is very clearly describing you the difference between what is the importance of finance and accounting in the business world. It's a really very important description about the term finance and accounting. These both terms are very important for your course curriculum, and you need to understand the difference between these two terms. Very important.
Okay, so I think nobody has the inputs. I'll go ahead. Accountable, when you are given with a job role, you're given with some responsibility. You know you have to get it done. You take whole responsibility. You are accountable for your job. Nobody else is. You cannot put your responsibility on somebody else's shoulders. So an accounting professional, if I hire an accountant for my business, if something goes up, some payment is not recorded, some payment goes unattended or something, if I ask that person and he says, I do not know where did it go? So whom will I ask? I have nobody else. If there is only one accountant in my business, if I'm a startup business, I do not have anybody else. So accounting is such an important thing because once it has happened and it has skipped out of the records, if you can't find it, if you do not have anybody who's responsibly taking the things, so you can never figure out if the check has been deposited. I mean, I'll give you very simple and very real life example which I have seen. There is a check which came and the accountant is so negligent. He's not even taking the details of the check from the client. It has come to suddenly, coincidentally, the check was from a personal account and there were some restrictions. They were not giving the details out too much. It got deposited. We have the amount. We do not know from where it is. So there has to be a person who's accountable for it, who has to know from A to Z where my data is going, where my money is going, from where it is going, which channel it is going. So accountability is a must thing for an accounting profession because you are holding the ropes of a business. You understand everything is triggered by money. So you are having a eminent and very valuable responsibility in the organization. People think accounting is just a small profession, a person who just sits in the corner and just makes the entries and okay, that's his role. He's not talking to people, he's not very interactive or something, but the myth is clearing up. Accountant is the pillar of any organization. If accounts are not tackled, a company or a business can never grow. So now we come to detailed oriented. Again, we have already discussed this. You need to be very detailed. Sometimes there are bifurcations, sometimes there are categorization of so many things. You need to be keeping an eye of every detail. You should know in detail what is happening to your business, what is happening in your job profile, which you're given the data. You should know each and everything to the pinpoint. You need to be detail oriented. You just cannot know everything on a headline term. Our profession, our job role asks us to be detail oriented, to be insightful, to be very much inquisitive about things. Now, again, accounting is a rule based thinking. You are already given a set of books, set of rules, be it taxation, be it law, be it auditing, be it accounting, anything, whatever the arena it covers in your profession. It's rule based. You're already given the guidelines how you have to pursue. So your thinking should also take the rules as a basic foundation, and then you can think over it, but your foundation should never be shaken. You get my point? So that's why accounting is very important, to keep rule based. You cannot shake the foundation. You just cannot decide if the loan has to be debited, credited, or you just take on your own decision. That will not be happening. You'll have to go by rule based thinking. Now, the next is risk management. You should be having an approach where you can mitigate the risk, manage the risk. I will never say a business can always eliminate a risk. It can never happen. The moment you eliminate risk, it means you are not operating. Risk can never be eliminated. That means it cannot be removed completely, but the management and mitigation can be done. Preventive measures can be taken. So why accounting has risk management job role in them? Why it is? Because you always know my certain numbers are going to this direction, my trend is going to this direction. You can always see it in detail, since accountant always knows about each and every number flowing in the business. So they will always have an idea what might go wrong, what might not go wrong. So that's why you are also responsible for the management of risk in a business. You should be procedure oriented. The next term is procedure oriented. It is somewhat related to rule based thinking, but still procedure oriented is again the same thing. First of all, you will get the voucher, you will get this, you will check it, then you will prepare this, then you will prepare the next statement, then you will prepare the next statement, and then it will be a maybe a tax filing, or maybe you'll be giving it to the higher level of management. So there is a procedure. You just cannot first of all start making balance sheet and then you will write the tally entries. That cannot be done. The procedure is set. So you should always perform the things how the procedure is set. So this accounting profession has the basic thing, which is procedure oriented. And again, the next point is concerned with accuracy. Again, I told you accuracy is very important, because if you are in accounting profession and you are recording something, you are the level 0 or level 1, I can say. After that, there are so many levels from where the data will go and mold itself. So many changes will be done. But if the base level, if the ground level is wrong, the accuracy is not right at the ground level, whole of the financials of the company or any business will never be reliable, will never be useful enough for the business. So your accuracy is a must thing. Okay. So I'll keep the questions for the last session, sorry, last time. And let's move to another slide. So this is just a small overview. Once you think that you want to be in a core accounting job. So if you want to be in core accounting job, what hierarchies you will follow if you want to go for a job structure and you want to work in a good company, big companies, firms, those who are reputed. So how the job hierarchy in this profession goes, which positions you can have. At entry level, you will be joining as accounting clerk, where you will be doing vouching, where you will be checking the basic entries, you'll be doing the data feeding and all. After that, you will move as an accountant, where you will take a higher position. After the vouching and everything is done, you will be preparing statements, you will be doing stuff. Then the hierarchy level grows up to accounting manager. Once you join as accounting clerk, after some time, some experience, your work role changes and you're made an accountant. Once you're an accountant, after a certain time, when you gain the experience, when you do the things, you get to accounting manager. Then in the hierarchy after accounting manager is the controller, who takes care of the bird eye view. After the controller, you go to the position of vice president of accounting or finance, VP finance. You must all have heard about it. And then there is chief financial officer or chief accounting officer. So these are the hierarchies, but some of the terms I understand you all would not be very familiar with. So I'll give you a description of few terms which I think you should be aware of once you see, because after completing your education, when you will be going for applying jobs, some of the students even do not have idea what a particular designation will give me a work profile. They do not know. They just see, okay, this is accounting manager, let me apply and let me go for this job. You actually should have a proper idea what this designation means, because since you will be a fresher, nobody will be giving you such insights already, or you will read a job description from the company or job description profile, you will see, and then you will say, okay, these are the things, I'll go and just talk in interview. But it is better to have a clear idea what a particular designation means. So accounting clerk, what accounting clerk does, it provides journal accounting support in accounting department of an organization. The accounting clerk usually is an entry level accounting position. Once you start your career, you go at an entry level, so you will be as accounting clerk. Daily task you will be performing, verifying accuracy of invoices. You'll be checking, okay, this invoice has been cut on a right number, right date, all the things are applicable, in amount is matching and everything. You'll be checking the accuracies. As I told you, accuracy is a core thing. So at entry level only, they expect you to maintain accuracy. Updating and maintaining accounting journals, ledgers, using tally and all, records, data entry, or reconciliation. Reconciliation is matching my data with another data, so that both the datas, if they are regarding the same thing, they should be on the same page. This is called reconciliation. I'm assuming you all guys are familiar with these terms, but I would just want to make this session little more breakdown, so that if anybody whosoever doesn't know can have an idea about it. So if you are an accountant, what kind of role they would expect you to do? An accountant, he manages financial information and processes for a business, either internally or externally. An accountant is trained and qualified to do the following duties for an organization of any size, as bookkeeping, preparing profit and loss statements, all the financial statement, performing financial audits, preparing tax reports. So you will be involved in these kind of activities. After the accounting clerk, once you come, your job role is higher. You are expected to do little more activities which are more crucial to the organization. So you'll be on a better position, and now you'll be taking off crucial activities. Now, once you become accounting manager, an accounting manager oversees daily operations of accounting department. There is an accounting team of accounting clerks. Their accounting interns must be there. Accountants must be there. So what an accounting manager would be doing, overseeing daily operations of an accounting department, is responsible for establishing the proper accounting methods for a business and enforcement of these policies. As we have already discussed, accounting is a rule-based profession. So accounting manager's job is to monitor and see that proper accounting methods are established and all those policies are enforced in the organization. So it's his job role. An accounting manager is expected to meet financial accounting objective set by senior management, and may also provide budget recommendations based on financial reports. Of course, when you have the snapshot, when you have the bird eye view, when you're making financial statements like balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow statement, and so making these things, you have a bird eye view of the organization. So your the insights which you have gauged after getting through all this data and making this report, you may have some suggestions which are definitely very useful for budget recommendations on financial reports. So you can put your inputs there also. So accounting manager is expected that he comes up with his points, since he has the detailed analysis of everything, and he has been taking care of the team of accountants and accounting clerks under him. Then you go to a controller level. What a controller does, he manages expenditure to keep organization in line. He has to take care and track the expenditures with the predetermined budget. You are given a bucket of expense. You just have to manage those expenses. You cannot decide how much you want in that. That will be decided by the senior level management. But you are given that budget and you are expected to rationally use it. So that is controller. The name controller itself suggested his job is to manage within a given deadline. Controllers are also review all accounting activities to ensure high standards and make adjustments to budgets as needed, since you have been given a budget. But after the accounting activities, once you oversee them, because it's your job role, that okay, there is a line of product which they have set less budget for. They have given me a number. Now they have less budget. According to me, it is less because I have the insights of the all accounting activities also. So I may suggest, okay, we can make this adjustment to a particular budget. We can make for little more adjustment. We can put little budget in this arena, or we can put more budget in the other arena. So you can give your suggestion for the adjustments. But once the pool is booked, the budget expenditure is booked, then you will have to manage from that pool only. After that, there is no hopping out of the pool. Before that, you can make the adjustment, overseeing the accounting activities, and then in a predetermined budget, you're supposed to act. Now, forensic accountant is a person who uses combination of both investigative and accounting training. Forensic, I think so many people of must be aware of. It is more of an investigative work. You have to figure out what is wrong. You don't have to go and make something for them. Things are already done, but you have to go and figure out, investigate a certain thing which is asked for. But for that, you must have accounting knowledge deep through, because if you do not know how this account turned up into this ledger, how this ledger became this, if you do not know the detailed trail history to any ledger, you will never be able to investigate a fraud which was expected from you to figure out. So what they'll be doing, using their accounting training and their investigative nature, they will examine the financials of a business or any individual. A forensic accountant conducts audits and create reports that are legally accepted in court cases, and legal action based on their legally acceptable in courts cases, and legal action based on their findings, commonly for embezzlement of fraud cases. So you must know, forensic accounting is only done when there is a situation that there is some fraud, there is embezzlement of money. So it always involves legal procedures. So that is why forensic accountants are needed, so that they can investigate where did the loop happen. Now, next is cost accountant, also one type of arena in accountancy. So it is tasked with examining, recording, summarizing companies' cost, not the revenues. They are only associated with cost, including products, services. Work of cost accountant that would help in organization plan budgets, cost efficiency. A cost accountant records and classifies expenditure to create financial statement for senior management. So they want to give a view to senior management. So they record it, classify it, and give a view which is presentable to senior management. Okay, so these are some terms which I thought you must know. Once you see the job description, you should always be aware of these terms, that what job role this entails. So now, if we come into the hierarchy of finance jobs, never get confused between these two. Now, since I have given you the difference between what is accounting, what is finance, terms may be little bit, designations may be little bit similar, but your job role, you will always have an idea which field you're working and what kind of job role they'll be expecting from you. So if we see finance jobs, they are at entry level, where junior analyst will be sitting, payroll clerk, they'll be doing the initial level work, and then it will go to financial analyst, credit analyst, individual contributors, those who are they are for specific sorry so they are for specific segment. So individual contributor level you go to. After that, you come to a finance manager designation. Then there is finance director. Then there is a treasurer or VP finance, which I already discussed in accounting also. So here it is VP of finance. There it is VP of accounting. And then again, it rolls up to a chief financial officer. You must know CFO is a very prestigious designation since it is at the higher level. It's the topmost level of our finance and accounting profession. So some of the terms which I'll be describing you in finance also. What is finance assistant or financial clerk? They're responsible for supporting the senior management and financial team in an organization. How? Daily task of finance clerk would be including and maintaining, updating financial records, tracking, documenting raw financial data, calculating bills and other transactions, and answering basic financial questions from clients. So basically they have the data with them, but they'll just make some of the extracts as they are as they regarding the information they need, they'll make some extract, they'll analyze this and they'll document it. And if any client has questions, they can answer their queries. And raw level financial data, when they'll be processing, they'll be doing little bit calculations on it. So this is the finance assistant who will be doing these things. When you come to a financial analyst, what is your job role? As a financial analyst, you are responsible for gathering information, data for their organization. Finance assistant is already doing that. You are supposed to take that load. A financial analyst is tasked with organizing and using the data to collect, to assist a business with creating financial projections. Again, projections, it is a futuristic term. What I'll be doing if I have this, I'll use the data, I'll collect it, I'll organize it in a way which is readable and understandable for me, which is useful for me. More of important, understandable will be whole of the financial statement, which is used, the extract, which is usable for me. I'll take that, I'll use it for creating financial projections. I'll be helping the business where you can put your money, where you can, how you can expect next or the coming few years your organization must grow. So there should be a projection, you should do this, these all I'll be analyzing and projecting. Comparing stock prices, the companies, those who are listed, stock price is important thing. So you will be comparing that, you will be researching the industry, because you need to have industry knowledge, which is very important. If you're not aware what is happening in industry, you will never be able to make a smooth decision, because if you're not aware of the factors influencing, your theoretical knowledge, your book knowledge is of no use. And making projections, a financial analyst may also be tasked with building financial models and making recommendation to cut cost and grow revenue. I think this is clear enough. I'll be what you will be doing, like you will be giving suggestions how to cut cost and where to cut cost and how to grow your revenues. Once you come to finance manager role, what you will be doing, responsible for managing and organizing financial portfolio of an individual client or organization. What you'll be doing, you'll be tasked will be overseeing cash management, investment planning, where you can put your money, how you can grow your money, which is the best plan. The duties of finance manager is also preparing financial reports, managing cash assets and investments, overseeing credits and collections, all revolving around how to give a company higher growth. These all things are revolving around to take a futuristic decision. The next one, director of finance. So it's a senior level position. So it is a senior executive who's responsible for financial health of a company. Your duties will be to manage the financial and accounting control functions of an organization. Now, if you see financial and accounting control functions, so he has to take care of both the arenas. The director of finance is also responsible for establishing financial strategies so that a company or an organization can attain long-term growth and profitability. So this designation has the liberty of establishing financial strategies. So for this, you need to be innovative. Once you have good insights, people will be more intrigued to hire you. They want people, those who have good insights, they have good thought process so that it can be inculcated for the business. And once you come to VP finance position, you are responsible for having a hands-on role in the finance department. So depending on the size, duties of VP finance should be creating financial plans with senior management. They'll be parallel, they'll be working with senior management, VP finance. They'll be giving their input. Senior management will be they'll be giving their suggestions. Senior management will be listening to it. Some of them may take, some of them may not, but their inputs are very valuable for senior management. So VP finance is closely working with senior management, directing financial strategies, which a director of finance already is establishing. So he is directing them, and budget management, directing accounts receivable, payable, payroll staff, any head or any segment of an organization. There's overseeing entire financial planning and matters of an organization, that this is the whole amount of budget, how I have to allocate between different segments, different areas, so that my company in turn at the crux grows. Now CFO, this is the top most in the hierarchy. What they do in the hierarchy, CFO is responsible for working directly with both senior executives and junior financial analyst of a company, because his duty is to include direction and management of finance team. He will also be directing, he will be also be managing, controlling financial forecast, reporting preparations, advising long-term planning, relationship management, developing internally, externally. So in crux, if we see, the CFO has the major role. They have to maintain internal culture good, they have to manage their finance team, they have to manage forecast, budgets, although the work will be done by the lower people in hierarchy, but he's responsible to take control of everything. His job is also to manage relationship between the clients, within organization, everywhere. So he is entrusted with so bigger level of responsibilities. So now, since this workshop is mostly more focused on accounting, and also now I have given you the difference between accounting and finance, so I'm hoping you guys will be able to figure out that which course you want to do, if you want to grow more in this profession, which more educational details you can add to your resume. So these are more accounting focused, as they are said, but never be uh, don't get disappointed, because since finance and accounting, they both have a merge kind of, they have work on same principles, although the characteristics are different, you can still try and you can still move forward with these degrees in finance also, because being a chartered accountant, see, if I am working as a financial analyst, so I already knew my the chartered accountancy course which I have done. They have given me all the basic insights, they have given me how to analyze the data, they have given me the insight how to construct the data into proper record. So after this, it's my choice which job role I would want to suggest, because they give you so detailed level of education that you're fit for the roles. So CA, you already, everybody's very aware of chartered accountant. So it's a 5-year course, and you will be studying auditing, taxation, law. So it's everything is focused around India. So all the Indian laws will be taught to you in Indian taxation rules, accounting, finance, everything is taught in this. So after that, you are a whole package. You can serve in so many arenas. And then there is another degree, ACCA. This is global CA. So you this if you can say, then you will be called as a CA, international CA. And this will be more accounting oriented. This degree is more accounting oriented because they focus more on accounting only. So if you go to so now I have not taken this into a very detailed level, this lecture. So if you study more about accounting or finance, like what are the zones they have, public accounting, tax accounting, management accounting, and other so many things. So according that, you can find you can look for it, what role you want to go in. Then there is CPA, everybody must have heard of, which is a degree which is a qualified CA for US. So it usually takes within a year to complete this. 18 months is the timeline, so you can complete this degree and you will be, and also this is US degree, but it is definitely recognized internationally. Then there is a CMA, management accounting. So it is more if I explain you what a CMA would do, more product oriented. It is US, it is from US only. But if you see like Amazon, they have so many products which they are selling. So if Amazon wants to understand a product level accounting, they don't want to go an organizational level accounting, they want to go to product level, and they want to focus on their core products, and they need particular person who can analyze it, manage it. So CMA is kind of a thing, which is management accounting. Now there is CMA. It is similar to CMA, but it would be strategy and management accounting. Here, not only management will be expected from you, strategy will also be expected from you. So you should have a strategy how to move forward, how to put more insights, how to take more decisions, developing good strategy to maintain a management of any particular segment which you are dedicated. And it is more insightful financial management because now you have strategic role also. So you need to be inquisitive, plus you need to be decision maker as well. You need to check yourself in various scenarios as well. Now we will come on to skills needed, which is, I think, is the most important. This will take just 5 minutes and then we'll be done with the session. I want everybody of you to focus on this thing because trust me or not, everybody learns the very hard way, which I have also realized in past few years that these skills are definitely very important because so many people qualify, so many people come with the degrees, everybody has read books, everybody has passed exams, but you need to prove yourself how you are different from crowd, why you need to be hired, why you should be hired. So your skills will be the one, those will be differentiating you from the crowd, those who have done the same thing. So skills, first of all, I would go with innovation. You should always have an innovative mind, thinking of something different, taking out better ideas, always have innovative thing. Just if even if you're from this profession, don't think it is a boredom profession. You can still have so many innovative ideas. You can still give so many proposals to the company, so many ideas to the company, which they will be very astonished and very happy about it. Don't think your job is rule based, so you do not have to think out of the box. You need to be innovative in mind. Second is understanding. Why am I saying this? Understanding is so important because our job is to study, work, make certain numbers into a given format. And if you do not know how to analyze it, if you do not know how to understand it, how these things have come, because these all are rule based, if you do not have the understanding of the basic terms, you will not be able to take higher and more responsible roles. So your understanding is a core thing. You should have a deep understanding about the area you're choosing to work. Get deep understanding, and since it's all numerical, you need to be more vigilant about it. Third thing, which is widely people think accounting profession or finance profession is a profession which is a desk job. You do not have to communicate so much with people, but this is a very, very wrong misconception. Communication is core, is very important, because you need to understand, you have studied, if you have taken any degree, whatever the qualification, graduation, in any field you have done, if you're working on a data and you cannot present it, you cannot communicate it, you cannot put your point across, it is all a moot point. You just cannot go forward with it. Since you have made such a good data, people always focus on, okay, I have made this presentation and tomorrow is my presentation, okay, I'll be preparing, let me see, okay, I have all the facts right, I have the latest data, okay, I made the changes. They always care about it, but they do not care, how will I communicate? Will I communicate it in a better way so that everybody is ready to understand? Now I have 10 points with me, but if I communicate it well, my 5 points, those will be the takeaways from the session. So I want the way I'm communicating should be the best one, should be understandable, should be crisp, should be very fine for my audience. So communication is very important. And if you see as a job, in internally also, you need to make a good communication to put your points across. Now there is commercial awareness, which is again very important. It is essence. If you do not have knowledge where and how your business fits in market, how will you take decision? So commercial awareness is very important. You should know the knowledge of your business in the market. You should know how it is affected economically, socially, politically. You should read news for this. You should be always aware of your industry, or wherever you are applying, wherever you are thinking or moving forward, please be commercially aware and how it can go ahead and involve. So it all it rolls down. It's about knowing your craft. I know how to do this, but I should also know, will the environment is suitable? Is it red? Is it okay? The environment is supporting enough for my work? You should always assess it. Now, the next thing is initiative. You should always have an initiative mind. You should be ready to take this. Okay, I can do it. The more initiative approach people see in you, you are seen as good leaders. If you just sit back, like today in today's meeting, I am asking everybody to give me response. There is only one guy who has just given me the response. Rest everybody sitting very calmly. But you need to understand this. I am, and all your faculty is doing everything just for you. Nobody has the initiative mind to at least give me an answer for accounting. You should always take initiative, be it right, be it wrong, but at least you will have a presence. People will see you. People will understand, okay, this is the personality which exists, maybe needs to be polished, but this exists. If you always sit laid back, nobody will know you existed. So the next one is credibility and integrity. People should be able to rely on you. As we have discussed, focused on this point so much, your credibility is very important because you are dealing with the most core thing of an organization. Resilience. You should be flexible. You should not be, I cannot do this. This is out of my comfort zone or something. Just be experimental, just be flexible. Try to take more opportunities because this is the time. After that, after certain amount of time, after few years, you won't have that much scope. Then you will have financial pressures on you. Today you are liberated. Today your finances are taken care of. You do not have to care about anything. So be more flexible, be open to learning. Just pick whatever you can pick out. The next is stability, which is very important. You just cannot hop on from one thing to another. If you're not stable, people won't see you as a long-term investment, and nobody will want to spend money on you, or nobody would want to hire you. So you need to show how stable you are, how consistent you are. Then you should be independent thinker. Why it is important? Because the independent thinking proves that you can work on your own. You always do not need help, that you are independent thinker, and in turn will lead you to being trusted with more responsibility. If I give you a very practical example of this, if you are an independent thinker and in the basic entry level job, you show your this characteristics, you are already in presence with your hierarchy managers. They will understand, okay, this person will be a perfect fit. Sooner or later, when this person gains some experience, this will be the perfect fit for a managing position. He can manage a number of team. Why? Because you are an independent thinker. You're not seeking support from here and there. You know how to make decisions, you know how to lead, and they can trust the work on you. So the work can be entrusted on you. So this will always prove as a benefit if you want to pursue your career with good higher positions. The very important thing, which I think these 2 points which I'm going to cover right now, I think this has been a big turnaround for me personally. When I joined my professional career, I understood, oh my god, this was so important, and I always ignored it. I never knew that. I always thought, okay, I just have to make ledgers, I just have to make numbers. Why do I have to know so much about technology? I never understood the importance. But now today I have worked hard for it, and I would recommend everybody, before you apply for a job, always be tech oriented, because the environment is changing. You guys know how much the technology is paving its pavilion. Everything is tech oriented today. Not, if not 100% of the industry would be covered, some of the portion would definitely be covered. And sooner or later, if you understand or not, if you are not equipping yourself, your jobs will be rushed out. People will take over your jobs, those who are more tech oriented. So now, in fact, there is a new market term also, like which you say, if you are a finance field professional, but you are expected to know some technology related things, so then they say this is a this is a designation which they all new abbreviated, which I've come across, tech finance, which involves you have the knowledge of finance, plus you are a technologically abroad person. So you have the knowledge of technology, plus you have the knowledge of the field of finance. You will be a deadly match for any company. So please note it. This is so important. If you have skill of any information technology software or any upcoming skills which are important, you will be chosen out of hundreds in a short list. Very important. And how, what things are, I'll give you some information, some examples also. It, like, everybody knows we need to have Excel skills with us. Since we are in this profession, Excel is very important for us. We use it in a daily time. So Excel, Tally, but more than this, advanced Excel. There is another feature coming up with Excel. They have this Power Query, which the entries an accountant is doing in half an hour, 2 days, 3 days, he's doing manual entries. Now everything has taken up by the software. Everything. Power Query will just pick the data from here, pick the data from another file, combine it and give it to you some another view in fraction of seconds. So the job which you were doing in 8 hours, it is replaced by 7 to 10 minutes. So if you're not oriented with this, nobody would want to hire somebody who will take the extra time. You should be equipped, you should be knowledgeable with the new softwares, with the new way of operation. Otherwise, you will be out of demand very soon from the market. Very important thing. Now, cloud accounting, it's the latest technology breakthrough in accounting industry. Working in the cloud means data and software are available anytime, anywhere. So client can keep their finances up to date. Some clients are tax savvy. So if you are hoping for some big organizations, they have already inculcated all that. So where not, accountants are expected to step in and explain it clearly. So if you do not have the knowledge of these basic tech oriented or cloud things, so you will never be able to give the feedback which is expected from you. You are just not expected to know everything what you have been taught in your books. You have to continuously upgrade yourself. Then I would strongly suggest go for internships, because once you are an intern, people will teach you, you will get an opportunity to learn so much. Since you are a raw, you can say a raw mud, you can be portrayed, you can be molded in a different way. In internship have always been proven to an effective way of learning before going for actual job position. And I have seen so many people. In fact, CA profession has mandatory 3 years internship, which we have to complete before going for full-fledged job in the market. So you understand how important it is. You should always do internship, because that is the area which will polish you, which will give you the best out of you. Because that time you are so raw, you can be molded into a great structure, and then you are fit for the market, you are ready for the market, you are so equipped for the market. They can give you higher job pay structure. Industry knowledge, again, we have already discussed, maybe a duplicate point. And international work experience is also like optional thing. But yeah, if you have international work experience, it also helps you to go forward. But internships, I would strongly suggest the core points out of the skill. Internship is a must to go for. Technologically upgradation is a must to go for thing. And be initiative attitude and leader attitude. If you possess these skills, you will be the cream out of the crowd, and you will be only responsible for this. Nobody else is going to polish your personality. You will have to work hard on your own. That's it. Thank you from my end. I tried to cover it. Now, if you have any questions, you can please go ahead and ask me.
Any student having any question, you can unmute yourself and maybe you can type it in the chat box. So Richa ma'am, Manvi, let me check. Manvi, Ronit? Okay, Manvi is mentioned. Let me ask from anyone. Davneet? Yes, anyone you
Am I
can.
audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am. And I've asked the
Sir,
student
actually, there is some problem with the internet.
with the
Okay,
mic,
sir,
with my mic,
sir,
ma'am.
I receive a question from student side. As the ma'am has, ma'am, can you show the slide which in which you have shown the positions of or courses that are related to accountant?
Okay.
Oshin, ma'am.
Yes, I'm showing. Just
Okay,
give me a
madam.
second.
So, ma'am, is my voice audible or?
Yes, sir, perfectly audible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Am I visible? Is my screen
Yes, ma'am.
visible?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, a student wants to know a little deeper about ACCA, CPA, and CMA and
Hmm.
CIMA because they know very well about CA.
Hmm. Okay. So your voice is lacking a lot.
Okay, ma'am, I'll just repeat the question. Like, ma'am, some of the students, especially, ma'am, as of now, the audience which you have, these are fifth semester student.
Yeah.
And since I've been we have in MIT some program leader where the students, the new maybe entrants also, they do have lots of queries like regarding especially ACCA, CP, and CMA. So
Okay.
maybe in case if you can maybe talk a bit more, so maybe where exactly or what type of maybe a skill which is required for a student and out of which three which is more apt for a specific student. This was what the students are expecting, ma'am.
Okay. Since I am myself from a CA profession, but I will definitely try to put a light on rest of the force as much as I can. Okay, to the best of my
Okay,
knowledge.
ma'am.
Okay. So ACCA, if I've already discussed, it is a global CA. If I say about the full form, it is Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. So in CA, when we talk, it's about India. ACCA, it's a global professional accounting body which give you this degree. You are a professional accountant only, but globally recognized. The only difference is globally recognized, not in India, in other countries also. Okay, so they basically, it is from London, so more accounting oriented. It is again covering your accounting profession. So if you want to pursue your career in accounting in other than India, in other countries also, you can go for ACCA. So you will be a global certified accountant for other countries also, and you can have the job roles there. As you already aware of, CA teaches you what is in Indian law, what are the Indian rules, what are the Indian standards, how things apply in India. But ACCA will give you a whole view picture about internationally recognized things. So you can opt for ACCA if you want to look for a profession outside India or something. Now, since I think most of you must have heard about CPA, which the full form is Certified Public Accountant, it is more US oriented. So you are a designation which is provided by US for US only, for America. So here what you do, you are a again certified licensed practitioner here. You can take care of tax management, you can take care of audits there, you can take care of accounting, so many professions like a CA does in India, like you can do it in US. So you will be taking care of so many areas here. Taxation will also be covered, laws will also be covered, ethics, professions, so many things will be covered in CPA. And it will be, although it is internationally recognized, but it is degree which is given by America. If we call the association, it is American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. So you can do all type of job roles here. So if we come to the CMA, which I already told you, Certified Management Accountant, what they do, so they build on financial accounting proficiency by adding management skills. You're doing the same accounting thing. You know the same structure. You know the same kind of accounting logics which you're going to put. You know how to do the accounting, but there is an add-on. There is a one more skill added to your profession, which is management. So you will be an accounting profession, but adding management skills, which will help in what? Why company would ask for a CMA? Because they want someone who can aid in making strategic decisions based on financial data. If you will be just an accountant, you are able to summarize your information and show them, but you will not be able to take strategic data because you have not been taught about it. But CMA, it includes both. You should be aware of accounting knowledge, finances, and then you should always be able to work on that data. How? Strategically forming. You have to put strategic mindset, management ideas within it. So that's why I took an example of Amazon. Companies like Amazon, Flipkart, these would definitely need a CMA because they are very product oriented people. You know, they have a number of products on their website which they are selling and the company is selling, but they need to focus on certain sectors, certain segments so thoroughly that they need CMA kind of people. They need management skills also, along with financial data interpretation. They want you to be more diverse. So this is what we say CMA. And now Seema, I guess I told you, it is more of strategy. Here in CMA, what were you doing? You were using your accounting skills, plus you were using your management skills. In SEMA, what you're doing? Accounting, finance, managing, and using your skills and techniques to add any value. You are also involved in strategic decisions. You are involved in management. You have enough knowledge of accounting, finance. So you are a mix of all the important qualities which an organization would need at a good senior position. Those who can take decisions based on financial data, on accounting data which has happened, financial data which is going to be of future growth, plus you have the management skill like CMA person does. Also you have the strategic skill. You have the ability to interpret the data, you have the ability to manage the data, and then you have the ability to design a strategy out of everything. So this is SEMA.
Like one question extended to it. Like
Yeah.
last week, there was a student, maybe I'm not very sure, Davneet, she's a 5th semester student.
Okay.
And she came to me and she was basically out of this given options like CA, ACCA, CPA, CMA. She was trying to compare a CFA degree with the ACCA degree, CPA degree. So my first question is that is it comparable or is it totally different? Like, since she has an option of maybe going for a say CMA degree also and for a CFA degree also.
See, CFA degree is more finance oriented. I could have included here, but if you see my title, like it says
Yes,
for
accounting.
accounting. CFA is more oriented towards finance. So my idea was to cover accounting here. If she wants to pursue her career for core finance, then she should go for CFA. Although CAs are doing the same thing, which I've already told you. Me, myself,
Okay.
an example, I'm doing this financial analyst position. I'm a CA. I have been taught about accounting, but I'm also pursuing it in this because I have been given a package. CFA is core finance.
Core finance.
Yes. And
So,
CPA will be from the point of view of US. You will be again a kind of person who will be almost working on the same things which a CA in India does.
so ma'am, Oshin ma'am, if someone is not very sure, like some students, they may be in the specific age, they're not quite clear whether they want to work in, say, UK, Canada, and Australia. So
Hmm.
these are the, say, three prime, you can say, the markets where the student, they look in for the future career. And we have BCom students.
Hmm.
So in this case, maybe out of these options, ACCA degree as a faculty, so I should recommend ACCA degree to them if they want to pursue maybe something higher and in the international market, since CP and CA is more specific to one market.
No, I would say ACCA, it has core. See, all the degrees, they are not comparable, first thing. How they are not comparable? Because they have focus on something else. They are covering some other market, which cannot be compared. Some will be country oriented, some will be job role oriented, some will be skills oriented. So if you want to just gauge which you should go for, the one should person should always think, okay, I want to build my internationally my career in accounting itself. So I would say go for ACCA, because you will be a global accounting professional. But if you say I want to explore more in finance, I would suggest you go for SEMA, because you will be doing strategy management, accounting, and finance both. If somebody wants to go for just management accounting, just a core oriented, so then go for CMA. But my suggestion for accounting people, those who want to grow forward in international, you can always go for ACCA.
Okay, ma'am, one question more. I think so. 2 years back, we had a tie-up with SEMA. So
Mhm.
maybe in case if we try to compare this CFA degree and SEMA degree, are they equally, say, well, you can say perceived in the market? Maybe both are
Both have
equally
great
good.
demands. Both have great demands. You just the things which I was focusing on already, it's all about the skills and tech upgrade, because what I have seen in market today, your tech upgrade differentiates you. Both are equally in demand. SEMA is also, and so is CFA. CFA, you will be more finance professional, and SEMA, you will be involving everything with finance accounting also.
Okay, ma'am.
But you will but a candidate definitely needs to if people are coming with such questions to you, you should always recommend them, whatever degree you take, you should always pursue consistency in tech upgrade. Otherwise you are going to be washed out of the market sooner or later. You need to get in touch with it.
Yes, ma'am. Because as a as a mentor, or maybe as a sometimes the maybe the parents of the new student, they ask about such maybe questions about the international market, which me as a faculty in the domestic market, I'm not very much aware, like maybe in which specific market, which course to be more suitable for a specific student, since at their age also, even they're not very certain like in which specific country they want to settle down.
Yes, I in fact think that the approach of thinking that I want to settle in this country is wrong.
Okay.
If you are really very passionate and serious about your career, the approach should be what I want to do, not where I want to do. First of all, you should figure out, okay, this is the category I want to. You should decide, I want to be a finance professional, core finance professional, or I want to be a core accounting professional, or I want to have a blend of it. And what is my vision, what I'm looking for, why I gave a hierarchy chart in front of everybody. They should at least know where I want to sit in future, rather than thinking in which country I want to sit. Then look for the opportunities in which country they give you the best opportunity. Don't be fascinated by the country, rather be fascinated by the job role and your mind.
Sure, madam. I hope, ma'am, your inputs will maybe improve my maybe suggestions to the students and the parents, which I give it to them.
Oh, thank you
Uh,
so much.
so, Richa, ma'am,
Yes, sir.
any more question or should be, ma'am?
I must say, sir, it's a very good session. Ma'am has just
Okay.
shared a very useful information related to the top courses of accounting that will be very useful for
I
us.
think so. Davneet is here. Davneet, are you on the mic?
Sir, one question I'm getting from the students.
Okay.
They're asking specifically, ma'am has informed the students about the skills, garnishing of skills. So these are the commerce students. They are very well aware about the commerce and finance, and whenever they want to go the course, they have to qualify the criteria. So which kind of the skills are required? They may focus on the accountancy, and what will be the level of depth, which kinds of the topic they may prepare for qualifying the criteria of entering in these courses.
I actually, if I have understood it right, you're telling me the all these courses which are on the screen right now, what is the criteria or eligibility to enter these courses?
Yeah,
Ma'am is more basically focusing on the point skills. Like criteria could be someone who is say studying in BCom or BCom. Maybe he or she is eligible for all the courses. But what exactly would be the skill which will be mapped with the specific course?
Definitely for accounting and professional, which I would say to in today's world, once you enter into the course, you would not be expected too much to show off your skills. But once you come out as a qualified profession, what the skills they would be looking for in you, which I've already enlisted here. If you see this slide, let me just show. Once you come out in the market, they will have a keen eye about your communication. You should be should be very crisp, very clear, and very good in your communication, which is a very booster point. They'll be looking for it. Your stability is something which they always look for. Your analytical nature, they'll be giving you case studies. Some of the interviewers, what they do once you qualify this, because there is a study, there are certain subjects you put in. If you have the analytical mind, or if you have the calculative mind, you go for a profession, you clear it after some time. But when you go to the market, where is your final test? Once you're going to fit yourself in the market, so there the skills which are needed, it you should be very analytical. They will be giving you case studies. They'll be asking you, okay, this is a situation, what you will be doing as a finance manager there, if I give you that, if I talk to you about that. So they'll be giving you case studies. They'll be checking your thought process, how analytical, how strategic you are, how management skills you possess, and what are the problem solving skills, how flexible you are. So they'll be basically gauging you on that, because they already know you have a piece of paper or degree, you have enough of the book knowledge. They know that you have cracked your exam. More they're interested in testing your journal aptitude and analytical aptitude. So that's it from my side. I hope this solves.
Ma'am, in case like maybe the skills which you have maybe mentioned on this PPT,
Yeah.
maybe one thing, like maybe if someone is say pursuing a CPA or ACCA degree, so what exactly when we are saying innovation, so do we actually have a scope of like innovation in this CPA or a CA degree? And in case if it is yes, so what do we mean by innovation in this? Maybe once somebody does a CA and he or she is in a job, so how can someone be like innovative, since most of the things are driven by some guidelines, some principles, some the countries, the government regulations. So
Got it.
is a maybe a CPA, or we can say does he has a scope of being innovative, ma'am?
So I'll give you a very basic level example which I came across myself. So what happens, very ground level example, and you can always build on it. What happened if you're doing the same work, like I was discussing about power query and something, our
Yeah, but
process was, yeah, our process was very manual. We used to take the sale data, we used to put it in our Excel sheet. Somebody was there who was doing entry level work, who was feeding it. Then there was purchases coming, then they were doing all, although there is tele and something, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the trends we had to check. Tele cannot give you the trends. I had to do some analysis. So then there was a need of new upgrade, new way of doing things. So how you can present a report in a different format using the same software which everybody is using. So I did some alterations. I would not say me, I would say a team member did that. uh, I would not be specific about names. So they did the alteration. The Power Query was designed in such a way, we were doing that operation for 1 month. Our entire team of 3 or 4 people was doing it. Once we switched it back to it, we made new ways of collaborating with Power Query, with Power BI and databases, the task actually got shortened to 5 days in a month. And our managements were very happy about it. They were like, this is something we wanted you to do, because instead of going with the traditional practice which we were doing from long time, there is a thing in, I'm not asking you to discover something which is not even existing in the market. Just use it in a different innovative way. Everybody knew Power Query was there, but people were not experimenting with it. Once they started experimenting, now it paves a pavilion for people. So that's the difference you can make, how you can make it.
Yes, ma'am, I got it, ma'am.
So our organization was definitely will be happy if you're reducing their 25 days of manual hours.
Ma'am, as you rightly said, maybe when you talk about innovation, this is somehow the other, they're coming from the technological aspect, which is through which maybe the organization, they're able to reduce the complete task time.
Yes, and innovative, why it is little bit restricted to our field, because we have rule-based work.
Yeah.
In finance, although we can fickle around so much, but not too much. Still we are rule-based, still we are concept-based. So what you can do is, you have to make something great what is already given on your plate. Doesn't mean you have to find out something which does not exist till the time, but just mold it in a way which seems innovative, which gives out a value. So that's what innovation for my end means.
Okay. Thank you. Renuka ma'am?
Yes, sir. I
Any
think
other-
student got the answer of their query now. Ms. Oshin, the session was fabulous. You have given a lot of information to us. Atul sir?
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Oshin ma'am, like first of all, I'm sorry I could not introduce you in the beginning since I had some network issues, though I joined earlier, but there was some connectivity and I could not introduce you, though I had your, maybe the background study I had done, but since nevertheless, I have the opportunity now. And maybe ma'am, maybe Dr. Renuka Bakshi, maybe we are doing this workshop so that maybe you might be aware of maybe the government of India, wherein the government is pushing for skill development and entrepreneurship. And we being the BCom students, so we have tried to integrate this maybe skills into the accounting and the commerce side. And maybe so we have done this 15 days workshop, and maybe we are quite the students, and we're quite fortunate to have you as a seventh speaker in this complete workshop. And some of the maybe like the concepts, since they are BCom students, they do have idea about this P&L, financial taxation. But the maybe when we talk about the industry insight, maybe which is lacking or which is the main objective of this value added workshop, where someone from the industry, they can come and throw some light and the insight. So maybe the students were quite fortunate to have you and to someone from the industry. And Accenture is a quite well-known name in the domestic market and in the international market also. And maybe Accenture, since I'm very keen in stock market also. So I keep a track. So maybe in the news also, whenever Accenture is coming out with the results, so the people, they expect what type of the results the Accenture they would be giving. And accordingly, the stock price also maybe fluctuate maybe on this basis, since Accenture has got a big name in the US market also. And maybe for the students, like since the purpose is to look for, identify the skills and look for the goals. And especially I liked your maybe the practical insight which you have given with the student, they can think of. You gave some inputs about what type of different profiles are there within the industry. And especially for the higher education, if someone is looking for the higher education, or what type of the options and the possibilities are there, so that they can explore. Though this session was a very, you can say very short session, maybe since you rightly said most of the things cannot be dealt in detail because it will take another more maybe sessions also, but it gives some insight what are the possibilities, someone having a BCom degree, the options they have in the domestic market and the international market, and me also, me as a faculty. And since we do some guides also, maybe it was an insight and learning from me also, like some sort of nuances and the finer differences between each and every course, and which specific type of courses maybe should be advisable or good for someone. And we do also try to say have this internship like in the part of the course structure. And the second point, ma'am, which you said is the industry knowledge. This is the whole workshop. The objective of this workshop is for the industry, maybe the student, they get a feel of the industry knowledge and the industry exposure. And I'm sure that students, they would have got more, say, deep insight into how things they happen in the industry, and it should give them some sort of thinking or thoughtful, that introspection, that they can introspect themselves, that what type of skills they have, and they can do some sort of mapping with them. And lastly, you'd mentioned maybe that you have advised to all the students that in if they want to do good or well in the market, they need to be technologically updated or upgraded themselves. And as you rightly gave a very example of maybe when you talk about innovation through technology, so these things is coming from the technology. So apart from the concepts and the knowledge, the student should be aware of the technology, so that they can increase the employability. And with this, madam, I'm very sure the students might have gained a lot, but I'm also again very sure maybe there are many things which maybe there may be many areas which might require further, say clarification or say further understanding. So maybe I would request maybe somewhere down the line, maybe another maybe 2 hour session, wherein maybe on one specific aspect, because this was a very maybe a good
Wholesome.
picture of it, so that you can throw some more insight into this. For we'll take some exactly say some sort of questionnaire or ideas from student for which specific particular thing they are looking for more knowledge. Then maybe we'll try to be in touch with you, so that we can have you maybe in some other session also. And from our side, it was maybe a pleasure to have you maybe with us. And maybe thank you very much, ma'am, from my
Thank you
side.
so much. Thank you so much. These are so kind words, and I'm very happy to just pass on this information, because I think it's my duty to educate. If I know, I should always keep on educating, imparting education to people and help them grow. So I'll be delighted. Yes, we can definitely have a discussion, and next session also can be planned accordingly. I'll be delighted to join you guys. Thank you so much for having me here. I hope everybody gains something from the other from this session.
Thank you, Oshin ma'am, and really a noble thought that you are here to impart and share whatever you think that you want to share for the benefit of the students. Really very kind of you. And happy Teachers Day again, Atul sir,
Thank
Oshin
you,
ma'am,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
Deepika
so
ma'am,
much.
and all our logistic team who has, without their support, we cannot happen this workshop. So I extend my thanks to all the team members who are here for the workshop.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, Oshin. The session was fabulous. Students got the knowledge regarding the skills they have to enrich, and obviously they got the information regarding the field. Thank you very much, Oshin. Thank you. Thank you very much, Atul sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Swaracha, Dr.
Thank you,
Swaracha.
ma'am.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much. Thank you to all the dearest students for becoming the good listener. Thank you to all of you.